Good to see everybody. I am Jannie Lisonbee. If you guys are new to me, I teach wood burning online over at burnsavvy.com. I'm the pyro professor over at Burn Savvy Academy, and I'm the artist behind Red Roof Barn. So feel free to go check those out. Today, we are going to be wood burning the Highland Cow. We started this 2 weeks ago, and it's just a project that I've been dying to do for ages, and I'm finally doing it. So we're going to be using the Coalwood detailer. I'm using right now the small shading nib. We're going to start off at a level 4.5 or so, and I'll change my heat throughout. That's one of the beauties of using the Coalwood detailer. So now we're gonna get burning. Here's my mama cow, here's my baby cow. We're gonna keep going on the mama here. I think I actually want to go ahead and trade up for the large round shader just because of where I am at. Okay, so let's pop that baby in there and get going. All right, again, I'm at a 4.5, if you guys can see that. About a 4.5, and I will change this up as we go. There we go, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some shading under the hair here, just to help that pop off the wood just a little bit. Add a little more depth to some of these spaces over here. And I'm one of those people who bounces around. Some people like to finish one piece and get it all done, and it looks beautiful, and sometimes I do that. And then other times I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna go over there. There's really no wrong way to wood burn. And another a little tip that I share in my shading course that I teach over at Burn Savvy Academy is to shade in the direction of the texture. So I've got some texture going this way on the fur, right? So if I'm doing the scumbling stroke, that doesn't matter so much, right? That's going to kind of blend things out. But if I want that texture to show a little bit, then it's really important that I burn in the direction of the texture. Because if I go this other way, it's going to show. Being basswood, this will burn fairly easily, fairly quickly on a lower heat setting. If I were using something like maple or cherry or walnut, some of those harder woods, then I would definitely need a higher heat. I'm actually going to be posting some reviews on YouTube because I have several different wood burning machines, several, and this one is still hands down my favorite tool. And some people really like the Super Pro, and that's awesome. I still love my detailer, but either one is really good. And then if you decide that you want this, there are links in the description where you can get this tool, and you can use code SAVVY to get yourself a sweet discount. So that's SAVVY. Go use that code. Go get yourself a wood burning tool. Okay, and now I've got the lip I'm going to block in. And I've got pieces of the wood grain here that are trying to fight me. So I will have to go back in and touch those up to make them look the way I want. Sometimes I don't mind the wood showing through. I think that really adds to the art. And other times I just want to hide it. Blend in that wood grain better. Cow's nose is going to have a little bit of a ridge underneath here. There we go. Trying to work in that knot now. Again, not shading directly over the knot, just shading right up next to it. And I'll clean up that edge a little bit. There, burning around that side of the knot. And that blends it in fairly well. Okay. Getting some of that fur in under the chin. And I want that fur to come down to kind of cover this knot. I'm trying to get the fur to kind of still look in a natural direction, but blend that in a little more. It kind of looks like she's got a goatee. But that's what these Highland cows do, right? I mean, they're hairy creatures. And again, I want to add lots of contrast. I want this to really pop off of the wood by the time I'm done. Okay, now this is going to be a lot more of that short fur, so I'm going to start filling this in, and then I will add more texture, I will add more shadows and detail, and I'm trying not to burn in areas where I want the hair to be lighter.
But of course, if I do, I can always use a razor blade or a rotary tool to scrape those out. I know Bare Woods also has a rotary tool, so if you decide you want one of those are also really nice. And once again, I am burning in the direction of the texture, always, always, always. Okay, now under the eye, we're going to have a little more going this direction, and then it will turn. So I'm going to twist my burner. Sometimes I get a little too caught up in the details of things, making one little aspect perfect, and then I sit back and I'm like, oh no! Like so. I'm going to turn that a little bit softer again, or it's not softer, a little bit lower again. Actually, I want to turn this way low. So now I'm at a 3.5, and what I'm looking to do is I'm adding in some tiny little detail here because there's some tiny little fur right around that eye. There we go. And sometimes when you're fighting that grain of wood, you can just burn in between it. So like right here, I have kind of a darker stripe, and right here I have a darker stripe, but I want that to be a little more blended. So I will just come right in between the two and just touch that in. And you don't have to turn the heat up and down. You can actually just burn faster or slower if you want to. But a lot of times I just like to burn at the heat that I want to burn at. So I'm constantly messing with that heat gauge to make it what I want, so that I can burn at whatever speed I want to burn at. Okay, time to darken this up a little bit. And later on, I'm going to come in to add some more texture around this nose, and I will probably use the small shader. Now I'm going to add a little bit more darkness right here around that lip. That's right underneath there, and then underneath the chin a little bit. Anyone else feel like Bob Ross? Sometimes I feel like that when I'm burning. Happy little accidents, you know? And he turns those happy little accidents into birds. With wood burning, it's a little hard to turn them into birds or trees or whatever else, but and I want it to blend out here a little bit more at the end of her mouth. I'd kind of like it to look like she's smiling just a little bit. I know they don't smile. I know cows don't smile. I don't care. That's one of the beauties of art, right? You can decide that no, cows smile today. Right? All right, now I'm going to bring some of that extra fluff down just a little bit. Make it look a little more natural down there. I'm going to do a very light swinging, basically. And then I will probably come back in and scrape a little bit of that. Again, still shading in the direction of the texture. Yeah. And we'll bring in just a little bit more texture up here with the fur. Yeah, I think we're gonna do a little more under the fur here. I just feel like my nose turned a little bit pointy. They don't really have pointy noses, so I'm gonna try to widen that out a little bit. Make that a little darker. I'm excited. It's starting to come. And if you guys want any of my tools, just check the description. There's a link to the tools in the description. barewoods.com/pyro has all of their wood burning stuff, which makes me happy because I love the word pyro. I call everybody a pyro. And then if you guys are interested in courses and things like that, you can go to burnsavvyacademy.com and you can find all of the courses that I have available right now, whether you're interested in line art and lettering or whether you're interested in shading. And I do have plans for future courses. And then, of course, I have a retreat coming up. So if you're on my email list, you guys will get first notice of when that will become available for the when the tickets for the wood burning retreat become available. I'm super excited. It's going to be so much fun. And that's going to happen in the fall, and I'll give you more details later. So for now, this is our Highland Cow. It's as far as we got. I'm Jannie Lisonbee, your pyro professor. And thank you for joining me today. It was tons of fun. So I hope you guys will join me the next one, February 3rd. And I'll see you then. Have a great week. Later, pyros.